Way back when I was a kid, in the late 70s, we lived in Houston, Texas. We lived in a great neighborhood. I remember that our next door neighbor, an elderly lady by the name of Mrs. Wheely, had this huge backyard that was just covered in trees, fig trees. It was so thick that the sunlight couldn't get through. Mrs. Wheely would allow all the neighborhood kids to play in her backyard, and we could eat as many figs as we wanted. But eventually, Mrs. Wheely passed away, and everything about that backyard changed. My mom had been really good friends with Mrs. Wheely. They had coffee together. They had long conversations. But after she died, my mom wouldn't allow us to play in her backyard anymore. Did she know something had changed also? In Mrs. Wheely's backyard, she had a detached garage. When we used to play in her yard, we could never get in the garage, but we managed to look through a keyhole, and we thought we saw a coffin. We would joke how Mrs. Wheely probably kept her dead husband in the garage. About a week had passed when Mrs. Wheely had died. When I had been playing in the backyard, I noticed that the trees in Mrs. Wheely's backyard were moving, but there was no wind. But they were moving. When all of a sudden I thought I saw something. The harder I looked, it looked like something or someone was standing there. A shadow, standing there watching me. I waved, but it didn't wave back. It just stood there. And just like that, it was gone. I told my brothers and my sister and my mom and dad, but none of them believed me. A few days later, this time, my brother and I were outside. And again, we noticed that the trees in Mrs. Wheely's backyard were moving. You could hear the leaves moving. And again, there was no wind, just in her backyard. Then again, there, by the garage, I saw it again. I looked at my brother, and I could tell he too could see it. We just stood there, watching it, when it disappeared. Eventually, Mrs. Wheely's family came and cleaned out the house and garage. I remember seeing them removing a bronze box. I always wondered what was in it. But after that day, I never did see that shadow again.